Thanks for joining the Dating with Katy podcast. Today is my emergency pop-up podcast because this week, this is a really hot topic. I think it's been going for a couple weeks now, but I wanted to address it even though I have my lineup already. And it is the list of the top 28 places you shouldn't take a woman on a first date. And I want to address this because really it's subjective. And I'm a big believer in rules and lists, and I'm going to share some of my rules, and not my list, but my rules when it comes to dating. And being a high-end matchmaker, being a matchmaker who is looking to not just put people on dates, but actually create relationships, I do have to say that your first date location matters. So that I can agree with. I can agree that where you go on a first date truly matters. Now, if you want more information about what I do, make sure you subscribe below. You'll get in my database. I put people on dates. I give coaching advice. I have courses. All that to say, let's get to this podcast because this is the pop-up. And I just want to get straight to it. So I'm looking at the list right now on my computer over here, and it's been kind of circling right now and everyone's got their opinion on it. But again, let's be mindful of who we listen to advice from. You want to listen to advice from people you'd switch places with. And as a matchmaker who is on round 2, I actually got divorced. I had 3 kids, found an amazing man, and I got married again. So if your relationship goal is to be in a quality, deep relationship, what I call with a 20%er, with the quality people out there, then you want to be listening to my advice. So make sure you subscribe. All right, well, let's talk about this viral list of the top 28 places not to take a woman on a first date. Well, number 1 for first dates, can I just make sure that you men are really leading that? That's the key, most important thing right now that every man should take away from this podcast is your effort is everything. And ladies, his effort tells you everything and you mirror that effort. So in that first date realm of kind of the banter you're starting, you've met each other, move quickly, guys. Move quickly because guess what? She probably has a lineup. If she's cute, if she's hot, if she's fun, if she's got her stuff together, she has a lineup. And you are not the only guy. So make the move, make it quick, communicate clearly. And this is what I highly recommend you do. That instead of telling her where you want to take her, which I think is great if you know great places, and not every guy does. And there are things like Eater, Yelp. I don't love Yelp, but Eater is a better spot to find good suggestions. Knowing locations, like see them before you go because you don't always know when you get there if it's a quality spot. Is it romantic? Is it too loud? So be mindful when you're out and about, like, oh, that'd be a good date night dinner place. So there's ways that you can be prepared for this, right? But I think the biggest, most important thing is this, is that you ask her what she would like to do. So you defer to her. Now, women will say, well, doesn't he know I want him to take the lead? Here's the problem. Women, you're all confusing. All of you want different things. So guys, this is what I highly recommend you say. You might be on Bumble. You might be in real life. You send her this text. You say this. Hey, I've got a few places in mind, but I always want to go somewhere where you would love to go. Right? We always defer to her. And if it's Cheesecake Factory, then it's Cheesecake Factory. We're going to get to that in a minute. So then you proceed to say, I have some ideas, right? I'd love to go anywhere you'd like to go. Send me 3 places of somewhere you love, somewhere you'd like to try, and I will take care of the rest. So she doesn't even know maybe. Maybe she sends you 3 and you surprise her with one of the 3. It gives you an idea of what she likes to eat, where she wants to go out to. So that's helpful to you. And it still makes you the alpha male, taking charge, making her happy because she's new to you. You don't know her specific likes. So that text that I just sent you, that I just spoke to you, is a winner every time. And then send her all the clarifications of the reservation you got. Send that all to her. Check in the day before, the morning of. It is a girl getter. It's how you get a woman in this day and age because people are flaky, flaky, flaky. 80% of the people out there, flaky, flaky, flaky. So let's get to this list. And they say that technically it's in specific order to where we don't want to go. Again, it doesn't matter what this list says. All that matters is you go where she wants to go. And case in point, the other night, I wanted to go to Maggiano's. Now, I used to own a restaurant. I was in the food business for 20 years. I was Fit Chef Katy. I was on the Next Food Network star. I love small businesses. I love chefs that care about what they're doing. I'm not a big chain restaurant girl. But dang it, Maggiano's has this great pasta, the chicken di Gregorio, that I just had a hankering for. It's Saturday night. Hubby and I are ready to go for date night. And I said, can we go get Italian at Maggiano's. And look, we just spent 6 weeks in Italy, and yet I still wanted to go to Maggiano's. So you know what good husband does? He says wherever she wants to go is where we go. So again, if she wants to go to any of these, you smile and you do it. And that is really the truth of this list. Well, let's go to Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, and Chili's. Those are the first three. Hey, look, those might be the nicest places in your neighborhood. Who cares? If she wants to go, go. If you want to make sure that she's not a gold digger, you're not taking her to Mastro's or some steakhouse, she says it, great. She's a cool girl. She can have a beer and enjoy watching a game maybe. Maybe she doesn't need all that fancy stuff. Maybe she's happy at Chili's. It can be a fun atmosphere. I always recommend sitting at the bar on a first date. It's a little bit more relaxed. You can actually get kind of romantic. I always suggest women kind of touch a guy's shoulder, be a little bit more playful over there. And sometimes, I know this sounds crazy, but if it's one of those last minute dates, ladies, I suggest you be open to that because men are looking for the yes girl. And there's an Applebee's down the way, go for it. I mean, the other thing is some of these restaurants serve giant portions like the Cheesecake Factory. Take the leftovers home. Show him that you care about his money that was being spent on you. Because guys, yes, you pay for the first date. And honestly, if she has a child at home and she has a babysitter or whatnot, offer, hey, can I get a meal for your kiddo here? That is sexy stuff, guys. So Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, hey, those are at least reasonably priced. They're not the sexiest of locations, but it might just be functional for that first date. Sometimes you just got to get the date out there. And if she's saying, let's go for it. Now, Chipotle, we all know, I think I did a whole podcast. I don't know if I did a podcast on Chipotle yet, but I did do an Instagram reel. And it's technically, you only go to Chipotle for lunch, and it's so women can meet men at Chipotle. So no, that is not a place for a date night, especially not a first date night. But ladies, I highly recommend you go to Chipotle for lunch. That is where all the businessmen are going. Wealthy men go there. Hardworking men go there. So hit your Chipotle at lunch, ladies. Stop eating your salad. Go get the salad rice bowl over at Chipotle. Number 5, Olive Garden. If you're taking her kids out to eat, that's high school girls love Olive Garden. You know, those free breadsticks, it's a win for families. So obviously that's not your first date, but save the Olive Garden for maybe a family meal together. All right, 6 is the movies. Gross. I get it. Some of these movie theaters are posh and they have wine. I mean, that's cute and all. Unless she wants to see the Barbie movie and you just had to come along, there's no need to go to a movie. That is just screaming, I want to do something to you that I shouldn't be doing in regular public. So don't do the movies. I would think that's a no-brainer to any adult, and I'm all about dating like an adult. Any fast food chain, moving on. Not sure I even eat it any anymore. Maybe Chipotle. All right, Wingstop. I think Wingstop, and actually there's a couple more places for, let's see, Wingstop, Buffalo Wild Wings. Those are the next two. I mean, wings, that's kind of dirty, but some chicks might like that. They might love a good Wingstop. They like the boneless wings. She might be into football. The game is playing. So if she wants to go eat wings, you're taking her to Wingstop, right? She might love those spicy fire ones. Who cares? Who cares? This list is ridiculous in its own sense. We got Red Lobster. Hey, look, those biscuits at Red Lobster, those are the bomb. I mean, I literally have a box in my cupboard because I'm going to make them for Thanksgiving. So Red Lobster, I mean, I don't like the all-you-can-eat shrimp. They're a little sketchy. But if she wants Red Lobster, you take her to Red Lobster. If she likes seafood, then maybe recommend some other nicer places that you might know, or just get over there and look at Eater and search seafood. Eater is a great website. IHOP, maybe if it's the middle of the night and you just finished dancing and you're all sweaty and it's open 24 hours, like Denny's, IHOP Denny's. I've had some fun dates where we stop off at IHOPs and Denny's, or we meet people out dancing, or you meet a guy. Heck, why not, right? I don't know how you're going to feel the next day eating that stuff, but just saying, it's up there. The gym. Ooh, the gym. I mean, it's rough. A lot of people aren't going out in their later years. They're like, Katy, I don't want to go to bars and meet girls. So they go from work to the gym and they ask me, like, can I pick up a girl at the gym? No, you just can't. It's don't blank where you eat, right? You know that old storyline, don't blank where you eat. There's other places you can pick up a girl. It's awkward. If something goes awry, who's going to leave the gym? I don't recommend the gym. It's obviously not a place to pick up a girl or even go for a date. That's weird. If she says it, then maybe she's super fit and she wants to check your game. She wants to strut her stuff. She wants to do her pistol squats, show you up. That might put you in the doghouse, buddy. So skip the gym, obviously. Seeing her in her workout outfit, you get that another day. Church, I have had women ask or request for church as a first date. No, that's a skip unless, again, she wants to go. As a matter of fact, this one woman wanted to go to TD Jake's church, which I love it, but she wanted to make sure that he was the one preaching that day. Look, sweetheart, if you can't go by yourself and you need a guy to take you, it makes me kind of wonder like how much she's invested in wanting to go see this church. Like she should be wanting on her own Sundays to go do that. Now, maybe you want someone who goes to church. You can save that for another date, right? Where you know each other, you've vested in each other, and that's when you go to church together. So here's a couple controversial ones, and I talk about this a lot, the Starbucks and the coffee dates. I believe that Starbucks and coffee dates are for high schoolers and college kids, the poor broke people who are just looking to chit chat with a girlfriend. I mean, that's kind of the feeling of it. There's nothing sexy, romantic, exciting, chemistry. You all want chemistry. You're not going to find it at a Starbucks. But you might find a woman who just wants more of a down-to-earth meet and greet. She doesn't want to have to get all dolled up. She doesn't even know if she likes you yet. So she requests a coffee date. And I had done coffee dates when I was single, partly because it just fit in my schedule. I was like, hey, look, I'm in your area of the city. I can meet for coffee for an hour. It wasn't because I was trying to push him into coffee because I didn't want to do more with him, but I was just like, let's get this date done, see if you're worth it. So if she does say coffee dates, you got to go with that. I do recommend on Bumble or whatever you're on, always say, hey, look, I'd love to plan coffee/drink/dinner for us. I'm happiest with the latter, right? So you're saying that you love dinner, but if she's happiest with coffee, the former, then you go with that. Always give her these options. Don't just pencil her in and decide for her where she wants to go. Always give her options so she feels like she's leading you, but at the same time, you make these ultimate decisions. The next one is ice cream dates. I think it's adorable. I think that's the cutest thing ever, actually. I mean, it is 90 degrees here in Texas right now. It is stupid hot. And I think my husband and I we should take the Mach 1 out and go for a little ice cream date. We've done it before where we drive around and we get ice cream at different places just to taste them. So actually, for a first date, if it's super hot, I think that's a super fun idea. So that one, I'm going to veto. And really, I believe that the first date should be a food date. You should do a sit-down food date because you want to see how they behave, how they interact with the staff. Are they friendly? You want to see who's going to be paying. Is he a gentleman? Does he hold his fork right? Is she polite? Does she put her phone away? Does she look at you? Does she talk too much? Does she ask you questions? Is he asking you questions? And when you're on a date and seated, you can do that a lot better. I've had clients go to this farmer's market on a first date. That's awkward. You're walking around, you're trying to shop, you're looking at flowers. He doesn't pay for them. You're buying yourself flowers on a first date. It's not a good idea. So I do like a sit-down meal first date. I do believe also that second dates should be the more romantic date. And then rephrase that. First date is sit-down dinner. That goes well. Second date is fun. Okay, and we've got some fun ideas here. So movie night, no, that is a no-go. Movie nights are for after date 3. We do have somewhere that requires a long drive. Not a good idea for date 1. Creepy, weird. Always, by the way, ladies especially, have somebody tracking you. Have your best friend tracking you no matter where you go. But going on, we've got bowling. Bowling would be a great second date idea. And now there are places that are food and bowl, and they're like a club almost. They got glow lights. I think that's fun. Not everybody wants the sit-down meal. Not everybody wants that stress of it. Heck, if she wants to go bowling, you can also give that as an option. She gets to pick. Next is a nightclub. I mean, you probably meet some people at a nightclub. I do believe, and I hear this a lot, well, Katy, there's no quality people at a nightclub. I go, well, you're in the nightclub. Are you quality? And they're like, well, I am. So never poo-poo the idea that there's not a quality person where you are at. I have a client, he's going to Vegas. He's like, there's no quality girls in Vegas. I go, yeah, there are. There's quality girls everywhere. It's just your perception of them, and if you're open to actually meeting them. So remember that. Hookah bar, don't ever smoke. I hate smoking with a passion. I think it's disgusting. My mom died at 67 from smoking her whole life. She just stopped breathing. So not a fan of anything you have to inhale. A bar for just drinks. Of course you can meet at a bar for just drinks. You can meet at a shady bar. I mean, there's a shady bar by my old house called I gotta remember. Poor Richards. Poor Richards is a hoot, man. It's a fun bar. Like, do you go there for a first date? I mean, it's kind of quiet. I mean, if you gotta get it out there, it's fun. Just don't get drunk. Don't get drunk at these bars, ladies. It's not pretty. A Waffle House. Again, late night. We know that. Maybe if after you've committed to each other and you've had a good night, you can go there for breakfast. And then a sports event. You know what? If you happen to have tickets and it's a Saturday and you got Monday Night Football tickets and it's a first date, I think it's fine to take her. If she loves football and she's game, if she's a yes girl, go for it. Otherwise, really make it more of like a second date, which is the fun date. And then the third date is your romantic date. By date number 3, and I do highly recommend my 3-3-3 rule, 3 dates, 3 weeks, 3 months. By date number 3 is when you should start being able to be intimate, give him a kiss. I know some of these women not ready for kisses in the beginning. That's fair. Every woman needs her space to figure you out. So guys, be mindful of that. But by date 3, if you don't want to give him a kiss, ladies, he's not your guy, right? So he's done everything. He's been polite. He's done it all right. If he ain't your guy, let him go. Let him go so he can find the right girl. So we're not sure who made this list. I get it. I think it's fun, but really, I think always defer to the woman. Ask her 3 favorite restaurants or say, hey, I know other great restaurants. Really, guys, all I can ask you is this, that you communicate exceptionally well in the beginning. Women love that because you're just changing the standard for men. And in this day and age, it's not that hard to do, guys. So be a good communicator. Ask her what she would prefer. Get the date planned. Recheck back in. Make sure she texts you when she gets home. Care about her. Show her that. And ladies, I'm going to tell you, make sure that you are mirroring his effort. If you really like him and if he's a good man, give him 3 dates as well. Well, you guys, thanks for listening. I'm so curious what you think. On this list, you think any of these are yeses or nos, or let me know. So check down below, write it in there, go to my Instagram, DM me, or email me at datingwithkaty@gmail.com. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.